I'll talk about the other end, which I love and I'm really in love with it. It's called music. All of us listen to various genres of music: blues, jazz, rock, metal, thrash metal, Viking rock, Viking metal, all of them. But very often do we come across real meaning behind the song of that genre entirely, for that matter. I'll take you on a short trip. Blues, one of the most popular genres, and as any great musician would say, 99% of all genres is blues. B.B. King, Stevie Ray Vaughan, all those epoch-making musicians in their time. But it wasn't really someone from that high or caliber or that high in intellect, someone that high on IQ which or who built on this genre. Very simple fact: in 1808, the slave trafficking from the African American coast was on a high, and those workers who were brought in, especially for indigo plantations, they used single note tones on single strings, which they used during the plantation work to send out signals to their co-workers. That signal, when merged with those European instruments, brought along what we today know as the blues genre. This is a pic where you can see these are slaves, right, working on indigo plantations, and during their free time they use instruments so simple as these. They do not need to be 6-string, 7-string guitars with distortion effects and all. It's absolutely simple, single string or a max 3-string instrument. With time progressed, this was the so-called happy times. Can you identify this person? He's one of the most well-known faces in the music industry. This is a cartoon of an abstract of Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong was a pioneer in jazz, but unlike blues, jazz wasn't used as a fun or during time of celebrations. This kind of music at that time was played in brothels, especially Basin Circle and all, especially New Orleans, and it was even used in funerals. And at that time, jazz was thought to be the music played by the lower castes, the same upper caste which today brand jazz as sophisticated. It was them who really undermined the value of jazz. Moving on to the most popular genre, rock, thrash metal, and punk rock, and all those genres emerge, come out of the basic genre called rock. What took, oh by the way, I'll talk about hard rock here mainly. There's this band called Black Sabbath. You must have heard of it, the same band from which Ozzy Osbourne was the lead singer. This band epitomized hard rock the way it is currently held, with distortion effects and all that. Though distortion was initially invented by Jimi Hendrix. This was a small graph, if you look carefully. Songs in Rolling Stone 500 greatest hits of all time. Rolling Stones is a magazine, and the years through oil-free production. So you can see the relation between music and finance, of so much what Amit was talking about. It's on you, which end do you want to choose, music or MBA? Sadly, I chose MBA too. Okay, most of us do this, right? Rock, pop, sometimes later bhajans. It won't be long, trust me. Say I twist this a bit. What's this? The same sign almost, apart from the thumb, the thumb is what? The index fingers. This or this actually is the sign of the devil's ram. Rock music wasn't for the feel-good factor. It was a means to express your anger, your frustration on something, all the negative vibes, and hence this is the devil's ram. The two horns, the two eyes, and if the thumb comes in, is the nose. So the next time you do this, be careful. Oh, by the way, I had this opportunity to listen to this band called Pain of Salvation. They were performing for the first time in India. The first time I was watching an international band, and there was this, I didn't heard any of this song, right? So there was this guy beside me jumping on and on with this and this and this, and I was like, okay man, maybe we'll be knowing something. I went up and like, dude, which song is this? I don't know, dude, I don't know. I was like, right, thank you, dude. So that's the various incorrect ways people actually use it. If I say hotel and I say music, which is the first word that comes next?
Hotel California.
Hotel California on a dark desert highway. A song of, you know, someone traveling in a desert and tired, he sees a hotel, he decides to lodge in. Song of a traveler. As the band put it, officially, it was a song when they were all traveling to California, and none of the Eagles members are from California actually. And what they felt during their visit. Unofficially, Hotel California is a narcotic drug. What is Hotel California all about? There's this line, you may check out any time you want, but you can never leave. Take this as the impact of an addiction. You say you want to check out, you want to give up the drug, but you can never leave it. You'll definitely come back to it one time or the other. Identify the song. The band is Led Zeppelin. Stairway to Heaven. A song, according to the band, it was said, there's no mention of Jesus. And when the song was made, it was said that Led Zeppelin studied the Bible more than, they spent more time studying the Bible and more time to spend on preparing the song. There's this line, when there's something in your hedgehogs, I'll just read out that line to you. Just a sec. Okay. If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. Shikha, that music please. I'll play out the original lines for it in the forward. Something in music called backward masking, which bands generally used, you know, speak about evil, death, and all those negative vibes, and they mask it in the songs. But what happens when you play that song in reverse? That is what backward masking is all about. If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. What backward masking revealed was, the song was not entirely about Jesus, or in fact, it was not at all about Jesus. But backward masking it, the lyrics were found to me, or the sound was found to me, here's to my sweet Satan, and later, I sing because I live with Satan. It will be quite difficult to grasp the reverse thing. Again, the lyrics mean, here's to my sweet Satan, and it will appear somewhere around the start. And we all thought it was all about Jesus Christ. The next song, identify the song, very simple. Absolutely. Pink Floyd, one of the greatest bands, and their genre was psychedelic rock. With this song, they actually sent out a message which was against discrimination. And the most potent use of this song was in 1980, when apartheid was very predominant in South Africa. This song was, if you can say, the numero uno choice when it came to being a rebel or speaking out against the apartheid, practice. One of the most famous songs, one of the most liked songs. On the album, the song is from the album American Idiot. This song is at number 11. Rings a bell? Yeah. This song wasn't about love. This song was about 9/11. Wake Me Up When September Ends. The entire American Idiot album was an album against the American government, at that time against George Bush. And while they say they had written the song in the form of a story with a central character by the name of Jesus and St. Jimmy's and what's her name, and all these were characters. But actually, unofficially again, the band admitted that this in fact was their mockery of the practices, the war on Afghanistan, the war on Iraq. And September actually means, September actually means the wrongdoings by the government, like the killing of the innocent. So it's basically wake me up when all this violence ends. Okay, this is a song which by Linkin Park. The song is called Hands Held High. Not a very famous song, but then another song which went against George Bush, and this was especially at the time of the Iraq War. And there's this line, when the rich wage war, it's the poor who die. And George Bush is known to be down, let's face it. And there are two times in this entire song. One, in the beginning when they say, what did he say? Which is in the form of, he's speaking trash. The song goes on about the war. Towards the end, the lyrics again say, what did he say? This time it's in anger, judging George Bush on his war policies and the destruction he created. Eminem, 8 Mile. The entire movie was his life. Every song in it was his life. From Lose Yourself, which talked about his battle or his time as a rap battler. Mockingbird, which went out to his children, cleaning out my closet. He took out all his angst against his mother, who, by the way, kept him under drugs because she hated him personally for no reason known. Recovery again is Eminem's new album, and it is about his time after he almost kissed death, and how he came about it, and he isn't afraid anymore, as the song Not Afraid says. And finally, girls recognize him? Okay. The meaning behind the song is nothing, it's the same lustful self, all the same. Thank you.